Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask that you, those that are seated, be upstanding for Nigel to come into the premises.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, there's still plenty of seats here for those that would like to come and take a seat. Don't be shy, come forward, they're there to be used. Welcome everybody. Before we really get into it, could I ask that you have a look at your phones and turn them on to silent or turn them off? And I'm sure we can all do without the distraction a little bit. Welcome also to those that are watching via our Facebook page, those interstate that were unable to get here, and all of the family back home in New Zealand. Duty, decency, reliability, honour, dignity and respect. These are all qualities that Nigel not only held in high esteem, but practised every day. He was a disciplined man, and I feel privileged to be given the chance to conduct the funeral service for a man whose spark, vigour and joy for life, while gone, are never far away. Today, we will see a portrait of a man who knew much, loved much, and for whom life always came before lament. We have two tasks before us today, one difficult and one extremely easy. That difficult task is to say farewell to his physical body. The second, which is easier and far more comforting, is to celebrate his life. Today, we also observe the passing of a man who managed to bring out the gifts and qualities of so many individuals through his sheer character. He meant something different to everyone here. For some, he was someone to look up to, someone to follow, someone to admire, someone to be proud of, and someone to brag about, someone to hold and someone to cry with, someone to learn from, and someone to respect. He was someone to listen to and someone to talk to, someone to try and impress, and someone, most of all, with whom to share everything this life has to offer. To start us on our journey today, I'd like to ask Rangi to come forward and present the first tribute to Nigel.
Āti hei nōri ora, tui ai runga, tui ai rawa, tui ai waho, tui ai roto, tui a te here tāngata, ko tau mai nei, karanga mai, hara mai, a tau mai na. Te iwi take take o tēnei whenua, tēnei te reo take take o Aotearoa, te mihi atu ki a koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. E te tāonga o te mate, taku hoa puma o Nigel, ari koe, ki pai rau, ki te tūnui, ki te tōnui tanga. Haere ki te kāinga tūtū o te mate, nō haere atura. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, firstly I'd like to apologise in advance for two reasons. First reason is I'm half blind. I left my glasses back home in WA, hence the reason why my wife has gone to full font. I beat you, Karen, you'll have to wait. And secondly, all Nigel and I had one thing in common, the fear of speaking in public. So as I fumble my way through this speech, please bear with me. But today, I stand on behalf of many family and friends, both here in Australia and especially back home in New Zealand, who are unable to be here to mourn, grieve, celebrate the memories of a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, and a good mate. So many memories, just don't know where to start. So we'll go with the infectious smile and laugh, the boisterous, mischievous person that he was, the energy, the work ethic that he had. And I suppose he wasn't a bad-looking rooster as well. You know, to all my whānau and family back home in New Zealand, that's Australian slang for he wasn't a bad-looking bloke. I remember when he came across to Perth, my oldest son is named after Nigel. Long story short, pretty much came up to me and says, your firstborn, if he's a boy, he's going to be named after me. My wife and I weren't even thinking of having kids at the time. 2 years later, we had a son. So we named him Nigel. He came over to Perth. It was for a sad occasion, obviously, but Nigel stayed with us and he took his namesake to the side, sadly. And all I could hear was giggling and laughter in the background. 40 minutes later, my son comes back, mouth wide open. Dad, Uncle Nigel told me this. This is true. Before I could say anything, my wife stands up and she goes, yes, he did do that, and no, you will not follow what your uncle has just said. So upon my wife blowing him up and giving him all that advice, he just stood there and laughed. So that's the sort of mischievous person that he was. Nigel also had what we call an old soul. The respect and love he had for our elders. To Auntie June, Uncle Eddie, who he called his mum and dad. They, along with many family members, moulded him into the person he was. And of course, Nigel the father. Sometimes he would call me, pulling your hair out. Then I would start singing the song. I'm not very good at singing. It's a well-known song. Part of parenthood. It's called Welcome to Our World. Won't you come on in? And to Jenna and Jackson, we as parents, we make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But know this, how proud and how much love your dad had for you both. You always have the ongoing support and love from us, all both here in Australia and back home in New Zealand. As I said earlier, I stand here on behalf of many family members and many friends who could not be here today, obviously. We would like to take this time to thank the people of Braxton, the people of Singleton, Nigel's mining family, the Dell, that CFMEU Union for being his surrogate family and mate for the past 13 years. And most importantly of all, your ongoing support and love for Michelle, Jenna and Jackson. On Thursday night, we went to a lovely memorial service held by Liddell and the Union. I believe it was B crew. So it was a crew that, I believe it was your back-to-back crew. It wasn't actually his crew, but he used to work side by side with you. What a touching memorial that was, and we would like to thank you for that. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with regards to mourning and the passing of a family member, regardless of where they are in this world, their soul, their wayward, the spiritual being, it has to take a journey home. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a lament to Nigel, to my brother. The lament, the title of the lament is The Journey Home. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please let me your ear for 5 minutes as I tell you of a young man from the east coast of the North Island. Oh brother, as you stand atop our sacred mountain, Ranipo, and you gaze upon our tribal lands of Te Whanau, you hear a sound in the distance, a sound you've heard many times before. Let us travel down the many gullies, ridges, the thick green vegetation of our sacred mountain, You come across a sound that makes your heart beat with excitement. There she is. Te awa o hapapa, a spiritual river. in all his splendor. See, Archie, brother, dive into my cool embrace one more time. And as she takes you down the rapids, you see all the landmarks, both sides of the riverbanks. The landmarks that were your playground. The landmarks that never allowed you to go hungry. The landmarks that always healed you. But brother, what is that in the distance? The biggest landmark of them all. The Hāparapara Bridge. Even greater than the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You know where I'm going with this, brother. The art of bombing. Couple of epic fails. Backslaps. Oh, but the fun we had. I can see you want to stay longer. But brother, you see a light in the distance. You ask the mighty Hāparapara, take me to the light. Then as you swim in her cool embrace one last time, there it is, my brother. The light, the mouth of the Hāparapara River, flowing into the most beautiful blue ocean you will ever see. Remember the last time you called me, you said, when we finally go home, we will set up our beach chairs at the mouth of the river, and we will fish all day. And my wife Rena will cook everything we catch. Don't worry, my brother, I will keep this promise. I see the excitement in your eyes, brother. What do you see? As you turn to the east, the rolling paddocks, the green pastures, the farm, Uncle Eddie and Auntie June. Well, as she would say, mum and dad, your many cousins, family and friends waiting for your return. What's that, my brother? You hear the waves crashing on the foreshore. Now I see. Ordinary Bay. Your family beach. The family beach. The place you learn to fish, to dive, to swim. The many family gatherings you have with your cousins, aunties, uncles, family. The most important thing to you, family. Brother, where are you going? I apologize, my brother. I've seen you as you make your way up the hill to the homestead. The Urupa, your family cemetery. Your tipuna, your ancestors are calling you. Brother, I can't let you go yet. Your journey does not end here. There's one more special place I have to take you. Come on, brother. One last walk along the foreshore. Looking out to the horizon, we see Te Motu Tapua'awanga, the biggest landmark in the Maio Bay. As we head west, we cross the mouth of the Hāparapara River one last time. We come across the Mossel Rocks. Not far to go now. First thing we see, brother, the Waharoa, the gateway. Te Whitumara mō te ata, our wharekai, tā pirana, our dining hall. Our whare tipuna, te poho urutai, our meeting house. Look, brother, who are all those people on the marae out there? Nanny Rosie, Koro Phil, Nanny Maeve, Uncle Kiwa, your cousins, your aunties, the many whānau and family there, Tāwhai, Ngāmuki, Parekura, Butlers, Keti, Alberts, to name just a few. And in the background, my brother, I see my mum, my dad, and my sisters. Give them a big hug from me. We all miss them. They've been waiting for you, my brother. Go to them, my brother. Go to their warm embrace. Your home now. Your home. put off on it.
Thank you, Rangi. What a hard act to follow. I'm so glad it's Karen coming up to it next. Karen, if you'd like to come forward and share some stories. Thank you.
I'm not going to do anywhere near as well as you. Kia ora everyone, I'm Karen. I'm Michelle's sister, Nigel's sister-in-law. When Nigel came into our family over 20 years ago, I thought, oh my God, what a cool guy. He's just as crazy as us. He'll fit right in. And he did. When they moved to Singleton in 2008, they made life here so much better. Our sisters had each other. Nigel and Carl got up to mischief, and the kids had their cousins just down the street, and it made for some crazy fun times. But when Nigel started at Liddell, you couldn't wipe the smile off his face. He was so proud and happy. And many memories I have of us, sitting around talking trucks and diggers, union business, and even our night shift routines. He loved his job and the people he worked with, and was so dedicated. I saw him at the supermarket just a couple months back and yelled across the veggie section, "Hey Uncle!" And he looked up at me and with his big wide smile yelled back really loud, "Hey Auntie!" Then for a big cuddle and a catch up. He popped in home every now and then to say hi, but more so to see Kaiser, his great nephew. He just loved Uncle Nigel, and Uncle Nigel adored him. But my favourite memory of Nigel will always be Christmas Day. For so many Christmases, on Christmas Eve he'd sleep on the couch, guarding the presents after spending ages wrapping them. We'd both set our alarms, get up early, and sit out the back with our coffees like two excited kids. Just the two of us. Then he'd get the video camera and we'd barge into the room where all the kids were sleeping. And we'd shout Merry Christmas as loud as we could, and they'd all wake up so excited that Santa would be. Although as they all hit the teenage years, one by one those happy faces turned cranky and being woken up so early. But we didn't care, it was our Christmas morning tradition, and Uncle Nigel thought it was hilarious. From our New Zealand family, our dad loved Nigel like a son and was so proud when Nigel bought his Honda. Dad's Honda man likes to think not only did he convert all of his daughters and even now his granddaughters into Honda lovers, he'd even converted Nigel. Mum was always great for Nigel for the odd jobs he'd get stuck into while on holidays. And on his last visit to New Zealand when he arrived at Janine's house, he'd greeted the whole family. He looked up and said, "Oh, Auntie Nene, look at all the weeds in your gutters." Once she told him they had been cleaned in the 4 years she'd lived there, he said, "Quick, give me a ladder," then proceeded to clean out all of her gutters. Nobody was surprised though, because that's just who he was. To Jenna and Jackson, your dad was so proud of you both, and the love he had for you was obvious. Now I freeze. Wish I looked like yours. To Rena, Ronnie, Kieran, Opie, George, all Nigel's workmates from Liddell, and all of Nigel and Michelle's family and friends, and there are so many. Thank you for your unwavering support and love you've given Michelle and the kids. To my sister Michelle, your strength not only as a person but also as a mother, as beyond words, and the relationship you and I shared as parents and friends was amazing to see. And to you, Nigel, I'll forever be grateful to you for being there not only for me but also my kids. For from flat batteries, flat tyres, helping people with the school projects, to name only a few. Nothing was ever an issue. And more recently, coming to Stevie's birthday lunch, and you sat at the head of the table with Kaizen on your knee, made for another great family get-together with you. And I've lost a page. One. And I've lost a page. Can you get my back up? No Zoom. I'm nearly finished. Our hearts are broken, Nigel, and it's still hard to comprehend that you're gone. But please know we will forever look out for Jen and Jackson, and we know you'll be always watching over them. Sleep peacefully. Our father, our son, our brother, our uncle, our great uncle, our friend, and most of all, our family. We love you.
Didn't know today would be our last, or that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
Many think that grief is the sad time that follows the death of someone you love. And to get to the other side, you simply just have to push through it. But you'll soon learn that there is no other side. There is no pushing through, but rather there is absorption, adjustment, even acceptance. And grief is not something you complete, but rather you endure. It's not a task to finish and move on, but it becomes an element of yourself, an alteration of your being. It's a new way of seeing it. Grief never ends. It changes, but it never ends. It is a passage and not a place to stay. It's not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. It is the price that we pay when we lose someone that we love. Nigel was a straightforward man who demanded little from those around him. He was a teacher of all things. His method was simple. He taught by example. Today, we let a part of Nigel go, but only in his physical presence. And his loss will mean something different to everyone. But because we're going to let him go, it doesn't mean we stop caring. Before we move on to our next piece of music, is there anyone from Liddell that would like to come forward and say a few words? Okay, we'll just take this time just to listen to a piece of music from the family and just to reflect on the words that both Karen and Rangi said and have your own reflection time about Nigel.
see the stars. I hear rolling thunder. Oh, the power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou
For Nigel's family and friends, and for some who only knew of Nigel, today's reflection continues our learning. All of our hearts today reach out to Nigel's immediate family. But let's also spare a thought for his wider family, his friends, and all indeed that have had their life touched by Nigel. He was an icon, and one that will leave a void in everyone's lives. So today, if you're not okay, then that's okay. Yeah, you have to tell yourself that things will be better tomorrow. And even if they're not better tomorrow, keep telling yourself that they will be. Because eventually, tomorrow will be better. The struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. On the day that you die, a lot will happen. A lot will change. The world will be busy. On the day you die, all the important appointments you made will be left unattended. The many plans you had yet to complete will remain forever undone. The calendar that ruled so many of your days will now be irrelevant to you. All of the material things you chased and guarded and treasured will be left in the hands of others to care for or to throw away. The words of others which burden you will cease to sting anymore. They'll be unable to touch you. The arguments you believed you'd won here will not serve you or bring you any satisfaction or solace. All of your noisy incoming notifications, text, emails, calls will go unanswered. Their great urgency will be quieted. Your many nagging regrets will be resigned to the past. Well, they should have been anyway. Every superficial worry about your body that you ever laboured over, your waistline, your hairline, your frown lines, will all fade away. Your carefully crafted image, the one you worked so hard to shape for others here, will be left for them to complete anyway. The sterling reputation you once struggled to greatly maintain will be of little concern for you anymore. All the small and large anxieties that stole sleep from you each night will be rendered powerless. All of those mysteries about life and death that so consumed your mind will finally be clarified in a way they could never be before while you lived. These things will certainly all be true on the day that you die. Yet for as much as that will happen on that day, one more thing will happen. On the day you die, the people who really know and truly love you will grieve deeply. They will feel a void. They will feel cheated. They will not feel ready. They will feel as though a part of them has died as well. And on that day, more than anything in the world, they will want more time with you. And we all know this by the sheer numbers here today. And so knowing this, try to remember that your time with your loved ones is limited and momentary and so very precious. You need to do your best not to waste a second of it. It's no use to waste a priceless moment worrying about all the things that will happen on the day that you die, because many of those things are either not your concern or beyond your control. These are the things that have a devious way of keeping you from living even as you live. They vie for your attention. They compete for your affections. They rob you of the joy that is the now, which should be spent with those who love you and only want to share this time with you. Don't miss the chance to say, I love you while you can. It's easy to waste so much daylight in the days before you die. Don't let your life be stolen every day by all that you've led to believe that matters, because on the day that you die, the fact is much of it simply just won't. Yes, it is a reality that we die one day. But before that day comes, you need to embrace life. Nigel had a love for people, and his infectious character endeared him to all. He was honest and caring, and ever so reliable. Above all, he was a man of integrity, because no matter how educated, talented, rich or poor you believe you are, it's how you treat people that ultimately tells all. Integrity is everything. We have gathered here today in mourning, in grief and in loss. We've had the opportunity to share moments of his life, the gifts he brought to his family, an extraordinary circle of friends, the richness of his talent to the people, his connections and his love of learning and sharing. Now the time has come to farewell his earthly body and to commit it to nature in all its cycles. As we farewell this man of the world from the world, let us recall his gifts, his joy, his sparkling personality, his enthusiasm. We take life so very much for granted, but it is the greatest gift we have. Let's bid farewell to Nigel as we mourn the loss of a lively, dignified soul. A soul that brought joy and fulfilment to many, and whose legacy will live in your hearts forever. To everything, there is a season, and a time to every purpose on earth. A time to be born, and a time to die. Here, in this last act, in sorrow but without fear, in love and appreciation, we commit Nigel to be cremated. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Your compassion and generous nature we commit to our memories. Your love, humour and friendship we commit to our hearts. Your body we commit to its natural end. With love we leave you in peace. With respect we bid you farewell. On behalf of the family, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. For those watching both interstate and abroad, thank you for joining us today. For those wishing to join with the family after the service, you're invited to head down to the rugby club to continue sharing the stories and memories of Nigel. Can I ask you all to please stand as we prepare to take Nigel on his final journey. Can I ask the pallbearers if they'd like to come forward, please? And those that are looking to do the guard of honour, if you'd like to take your place outside. Thank you.
Bloody lovely. I'll be seeing you.